Are you sure you want to do that? Welcome to the Daily Devo. I am Vince Miller. Happy Independence Day to you, by the way, if you are from the good old USA. And a special heartfelt thank you to all of our servicemen and women. We love you and appreciate you. Well, this week we have been in 1 Samuel chapter 8, and I've titled this chapter, When Our Insecurities Define Us. Today I'm going to be reading verses 10 down through 18. Great moment in the chapter, rather long, but you need to listen up to this. So Samuel told all the words of the Lord to the people who were asking him for a king. He said, "These will be the ways of their king who will reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them to his chariots and to be his horsemen and to run before his chariots. He will appoint for himself commanders of thousands and commanders of fifties, and some to plow his ground and to reap his harvest and to make his implements of war and the equipment of his chariots. He will take your daughters to be perfumers and cooks and bakers. He will take the best of your fields and vineyards and olive orchards and give them to his servants. He will take the tenth of your grain and of your vineyards, to give it to his officers and to his servants. He will take your male servants and female servants and the best of your young men and your donkeys and put them to his work. He will take the tenth of your flocks, and you shall be his slaves. And in that day you will cry out because of your king, whom you have chosen for yourselves. But the Lord will not answer you in that day." That sounds like fun, doesn't it? Sign us up. But as ironic as it is, that's exactly what God's people decided to do here. Even though Samuel forewarns them and carefully itemizes a bunch of things that the king would take from them. Did you hear the list? Did you notice the repetition of the verb to take? I tried to emphasize it for you just a little bit. Samuel clearly delineated that the king would take their sons, daughters, their fields, their vineyards, their olive orchards, a tenth of their produce, their servants, their young men, and their asses, essentially making donkeys out of them. And then Samuel closes with this like hand-washing declaration. He turns to him and says, "And in that day you will cry out because of your king, whom you have chosen for yourselves. But the Lord will not answer you in that day." You know, we all make foolish decisions. You do, and so do I. But when we make foolish decisions, conscious of all the consequences, we make fools out of ourselves. And then, as Samuel declares, there will come a day when we want salvation from our foolish decisions. And at that moment, we're going to cry out like fools, and God's not going to answer. But do you know how to stop making all those foolish decisions? It's very simple. You get wisdom from wise people who know God, and you heed their instruction. It is as simple as that. I mean, just imagine if the people would have listened to Samuel, how different their life would have been, and how different your life would be too. I love you guys. Happy Independence Day. Share this devotional with someone you know, and I'll see you right back here again tomorrow.